Welcome to Compas on the LA Beat, where we discuss all things Chargers, all things Rams. Obviously, we have House of Horns. We have What's Up Bolts. We got Gilbert Manzano. We have Fernando Ramirez. And we also have a merch shop, Gilbert.
Yes, we do. You want to talk about it? Should I talk about it?
Do I talk a lot? Should I keep on talking, or do you want to? That little laugh told me that you should talk about
I'll
it.
take it. I am not wearing the hoodie today, but I am wearing my Latino Heat hoodie, which I really like. But you know what? I'll just say this. No offense, WWE shop, but the Compas on the Beat hoodie is way more comfortable than this one. I like the picture here for Latino Heat, but damn, I'm crushing. I'm burying WWE shop. They're cool and all, but Compas on the Beat, yeah, the hoodies are nice. Get yourself one because Dan Dale keeps talking. I'm like, Dan, shut up about how comfortable they are, but I can't tell him that because they are very comfy. So check that out. Link in the description. Get yourself a hoodie, get your shirt or sticker. There's a Fernando Bash giveaway, which is kind of the 1K giveaway as well. But do us a big favor. When you get the Compas on the Beat merch.com, just enter your email in the newsletter. And I think right away you get like 10% off and then you get entered for a free hoodie. So just do that. Check it out. And then one more thing before we get going to talk about our draft preview for the Chargers and the Rams. If you want all the Compas content in one place, compasonthebeat.com. Easy. Compasonthebeat.com. Check it out. One-stop shop for all the content.
Boom. Easy as that. And you know, it's funny. Dan whenever he leaves the house, it either has to be the shirt, the hoodie, or the hat. So he's a walk-in promo machine no matter where he goes. But Gilbert, obviously, for like the 10th year in a row, Sean McVay does not have a first-round draft pick. No, I think he came in 17, so it's probably about 6 years of no first-round draft pick for Sean McVay. The Chargers do have a first-round draft pick. They have the 21st pick. So what do you think? Who should we? Let's talk about the Rams a little bit because I think they've been very quiet, Gilbert. It's been very quiet over there. Jalen Ramsey now gone. Bobby Wagner gone. Allen Robinson gone. So it just feels like some personalities and some leadership has been lost for the Rams. So what do you think about what's going on over in northern Los Angeles?
Yeah, first of all, you want a full preview of what's going on with the Rams, check out House of Horns. We dropped the draft preview and what Matthew Stafford said, how Allen Robinson got traded. By the way, Allen Robinson said something like, what was the quote that he said? When you're a fork, you can't keep making me a spoon. I think that's what he said about the Rams offense. So that was a interesting.
You must have watched Toy Story 4.
Is that what he said? Is that where it came from?
I don't know. I just like that just makes me think of like Forky from Toy Story.
Like I'm a fork, and they're trying to make me a spoon, is what he said. So Allen Robinson said we did not get that juicy quote on House of Horns, but we do discuss a trade there.
I saw a stat that he was one of the most open receivers in all the NFL last year, but I'm like, could that be like? I mean, it's gonna be. Can you imagine with Kenny Pickett if he's 1,000 yard receiver?
I wouldn't be surprised, and I'm glad we're getting to Allen Robinson talk. But it's tricky because the Packers. I'm still talking about Aaron Rodgers in my head, and the Rams had no protection. So maybe you guys get off field and get open, but when Stafford's taking like a shot to the head and it's John Wolford and Bryce Perkins, and you can't find you, and then when it's pressure and the progressions, the read one is Cooper Kupp. You barely get to Allen Robinson, so I get why he's frustrated there. But Fernando, let's get into the draft. How about that with number 36, right?
By the way, if that stat is correct, you were right when you wrote before the season that you thought Allen Robinson was gonna get open and he was gonna be a web. Hey, it doesn't matter if he didn't get the ball. You were right. He was going to get open. He did get open.
It's tough for me to kind of look both to take the win there because I expect them more from Allen Robinson, and I get it's a team game and the coaches got to give you the ball too. But I didn't see enough. I don't know.
That's true. But we're talking NFL draft.
Yeah, but Allen Robinson, you got your time here, and good dude, by the way. I like talking to him in the locker room. The Steelers media got a good one there. But the Rams have some intrigue in the draft this year. Yeah, they don't have a first round pick because they keep trading them. Last time was Jared Goff, 2016. But they do have 3 day 2 picks, and that kind of adds some intrigue there. It's not they're like comp picks in the 5th round, 4, 5, 7 round draft picks. No, they have one at number 36, but kind of is pretty much a first round pick, kind of, sort of, in a way. 31 picks this year. So they're number 5, I think, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. I know how to do math. So the 5th in the second round. And we've discussed it too, Fernando. I
I can take off
think
my shoes and you can use my toes also if you need them. Just
I
FYI.
don't want to do that. I really don't. But thank you for the offer. And to the Rams, number 36 pick. I keep going edge rusher because that is a position you really got to have some kind of production. I
Leonard
like
Floyd
Michael
is
Hoyt.
gone too.
Floyd is gone and a bunch of other players like that. It's Aaron Donald and a bunch of undrafted guys or guys who've never started in the NFL in that front there. But Michael Hoyt flashed last year. If you check out House of Horns, I was a big fan of Michael Hoyt, but this guy was undrafted, from Canada, and he was an interior defensive lineman who was moved to edge rusher because it was going so bad, and they said, "Hey, can you just try it, man?" And he ended up being pretty good. But that tells you the state of the edge rusher position. But like I mentioned, Allen Robinson was annoyed in his nice way when he said he's a fork and then not a spoon because the offensive line stunk. There was injuries there. The offensive line couldn't protect. So I think that's where you're leaning to for the Rams there. So and also the thing, I think they might be forced to pick a lineman because there is always going to be a run of edge rushers. They are sought after premium position players. And when you have a bunch of these top teams, like, I'm sure the Eagles and the Chiefs at the back end of the draft want to get more edge rushers. Obviously, they want to get wide receivers as well. So if you're kind of in that end of the run there, you don't want to reach for a guy. So I wouldn't be surprised they may even go tight end, a Luke Musgrave to kind of fill in eventually for a Tyler Higbee. But I really want to see them, either get edge rusher or offensive lineman. And they also have, 2 more picks in the third round to kind of play around with it and figure it out. Courtesy of the Jalen Ramsey trade, why they got an extra pick there.
I just want to be really honest with Rams fans right now. It's going to be a tough, grueling process.
Yep.
This rebuild's not going to be easy. And I mean, you put all your chips into getting a Super Bowl ring, you got it. Congratulations. But now comes the grueling part, having to rebuild that team. And it's going to take a while. It's not going to be easy, but I hope Rams fans are in for the long haul because it is going to be tough. But hey, you won the Super Bowl. That's all that matters. I mean, at the end of the day, I think is you won. That's why, like, I mean, just real quick, Gilbert, when Padre fans are like saying like, oh, like they spend so much money on so many players. If you get one ring, what the hell does it matter? You got it. I mean, you got what you've ultimately been chasing after, and now the Rams have it. So hey, kudos to them for going all in and getting it. What's your food of choice on Thursday?
Well, yeah, I'm gonna be doing it from home, covering the draft,
For the
and
first time in how many years?
well, actually, not that
Don't
long
count
because
COVID. Don't
COVID.
count COVID year.
Which I kind of actually realized you don't have to go anywhere to cover the draft. Like last year was cool because of Snoop Dogg with the Chargers, and it was a good experience to be out there for that. But like 2021 draft was it or 2020 and 21 back to back were from remote. The 21 was an interesting story, by the way, Fernando. We were together for that one, but it's we don't have
Oh
time for
yeah.
that for that one. But you don't have to be there, so I don't mind.
No,
But
you actually no, yeah, because remember in 19 we got the player on Zoom and they bring out a TV. You talk to them on the TV and that's the way supposedly the Chargers are going to do it this year. So
oh, then
I
I'll
don't
miss
know.
that on that part. But yeah, and what was it? Yeah, we talked to Zion Johnson on Zoom. I remember that. So
Yeah.
uh, maybe I won't get links to join Zoom, but whatever. Yeah, it's a different game. Maybe I'll get some Raising Canes. I know you're not a big fan there. Maybe some In and Out. We'll see. We'll figure it out. But what are you gonna do in Century Mall City, wherever the hell it is in West LA?
Explore it, I guess. I've never been. So I've never been up there. So I definitely I think I might carpool with Uncle Joe Reedy to go up there because I mean carpool lane and everything might as well, especially with it's at 3 o'clock, so there might be traffic heading up. Um I don't know. I definitely am interested to see what the charge could go many different ways. I think they need edge. I think they need an edge rusher. Khalil Mack is getting up there in age. You need somebody to kind of pair up with Joey Bosa, and obviously you always need pass rushers no matter what. So I definitely would love to see them get another pass rusher that can help, that can really make an impact. It's been a while since they've really had a 1 and a 2 give that give that 10 to 15 sack range, and then a 3 and a 4 give that 5 to 7 sack range. It's been a while since they've had a defense that could do that. I think they need to get back to something like that. Well, actually, last year they weren't that well. They didn't have Joey Bosa, but they weren't far off. I mean, Van Noy had 5 sacks. Khalil had 8.5. They had some other guys get some sacks, but you need more of that. I wouldn't be surprised if they went corner. I know J.C. Jackson. Tom Telesco said J.C. Jackson might be ready by training
All
camp
that
if that he's optimistic. But we'll see
surprising.
what. Yeah, we'll see what happens with him. So I wouldn't count that yet. If they could get a corner, I'm sure they would. Tight end, receiver, they need speed. Running back, I mean, with the whole Austin Eckler. So in the mock draft, though, I had them selecting tight end Michael Mayer out of Notre Dame. It just feels like something that. So I mean, you all know I was at Notre Dame for about 6 months,
Six
and
days.
huh?
6 days, more like it.
Sure, yeah, whatever. So, well, yeah, low key. Uh, so I actually got to meet Michael Mayer. I got to talk to him for a little bit, and he kind of just seems like a Tom Telesco pick. What does that mean? A guy that has that his production obviously takes off on the field, but at the same time, he's a leader in the locker room. He could be the leader of a position. I watched numerous practices where Michael Mayer would go through his route, and then he'd stand next to the tight end coach and he'd watch every single guy go through his route, the sled, whatever it was, and then he'd pull him off to the side and be like, "Hey, dude, so if you rotate your hips and do this, you're going to be able to shift and do that." And that's the kind of leadership that I think Tom Telesco really likes and he values. That's why in the past he's gone for Notre Dame guys because he knows that they're high character guys that are going to be in the community. They're going to do everything, and then on top of that, feels like they're going to produce on the field. I think Michael Mayer also fits Kellen Moore's system. Kellen Moore wants a tight end that's going to block and be able to make plays. I think that's what they need. And on top of that, the reason why I went with this, look at the team that just won the Super Bowl. What did I talk about with the Green Bay Packers? If Jordan Love ends up succeeding, could teams end up going back to sitting their quarterbacks and letting them wait it out? Well, I think if you see Travis Kelce dominant, George Kittle dominant, I think Justin Herbert is kind of wanting a tight end that he could have, that he could grow with, and I feel like Michael Mayer could be that guy that he could grow with. So I decided to go Michael Mayer. I think he fills a lot of the box for the Chargers, and I think he really would be a good selection, a really good selection for them. So I definitely think Michael Mayer could definitely help out this team. And you'd have your tight end, your quarterback, and your left tackle for the next 10 to 15 years. So 10 years. So that'd be a pretty good foundation for the Chargers, especially because you've seen it before. You saw Kellen Winslow, Dan Fouts, Antonio Gates, Phillip Rivers, and now you could
Look at
possibly
that.
see Justin Herbert and Michael Mayer. So that's
By
kind
the
of
way, if you're a Chargers fan and you're enjoying this knowledge, this from this expert here named Fernando Alejandro Ramirez, did I get it right?
no Juan.
Where did I get Alejandro from? Okay, that was way. I was really confident. Okay, Fernando Juan Ramirez, this expert here who knows Chargers football very well. Just subscribe to the channel here. We're already at 982. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. I just botched that middle name there. I really enjoyed it, but we're at 982 subs. So, but you dropped the knowledge, Fernando. Can I go off of that? What you just said with Michael
Yeah,
Mayer
no, feel free.
and make your
That's
point
why the
stronger?
red carpet.
Uh, put it this way: you've been, knocking on doors, beating on drums, whatever it is to make noise. Chargers need to get speed. They need a speedy wide receiver. You've
Yeah,
been saying it for since Justin Herbert arrived, right? And for you not to be, knocking the door or the trash can like the Astros to get a speedy wide receiver, and there's in that range because wide receivers, and that's maybe a point for you too. Wide receivers this year are not supposed to be like Marvin Harrison Jr., right? For sure, dominant prospect. You got
oh
to get
my
that guy.
god.
This year, they're going to hover in the teens, in the low 20 kind of, or yeah, high 20s range. And if you're thinking,
Imagine
okay,
Justin Herbert and Marvin Harrison
yeah,
Jr.
yeah.
Holy
So if
crap.
it was that type of prospect, you wouldn't be saying that. So,
No,
you know,
hell no.
obviously for speed, like Jordan Addison, kind of a smaller dude, but not he's fast, but not like a Jalen Hyatt fast. But Jalen Hyatt is
Yeah.
more like in the second round range. If you don't want to just wait for a guy and you do have a needed tight end and you want a complete tight end who does a little bit of everything, who's ready to go today, you got no more time to waste because that salary cap is just in chaos for 2024. You got to win right now. Michael Mayer is a guy. So I'm starting to believe it, Fernando. Guy could block, he could receive, and for you to kind of get away from my receivers, I'm with it because also too, like I'll keep thinking like maybe Bijan, but I don't think it's gonna last that long. And then his wide receivers, like the only one that seems like to be getting like a lot of like praise from the experts It's Jackson Smith and Jigba, but he's more of a route runner. You already have that in Palmer and Keenan Allen.
Yeah,
So it doesn't really kind of add to it. You kind of create a logjam there. So
there was an expert that said the more they watched Jackson's
Smith and Jigba.
highlight, all they could see is Marvin Harrison Jr. pop out. That's what
Yeah,
one
yeah, I
expert
know.
said,
Yeah.
and I'm like, damn, dude, like that, like I'm sure a lot of these teams are going to be like, dude, give me Marvin Harrison Jr. next year. If the Colts don't do that well, I'd love to see him go to the Colts
Well,
next year.
Chargers
Or,
should not ask for him because that means
no,
you sucked in
yeah,
2023.
exactly.
So,
Unless you're going to trade all your marbles for the next 5 to 6 years, and you're going to trade up and grab them, but I don't think they should. That's not really what they do.
Fernando,
But
let's end it this way. And I just want to see your Michael Mayer love here, but say it's Michael Mayer or Bijan Robinson, and they're right there at 21. Who are you taking?
Michael Mayer.
Okay, that's high praise, man. That's big.
Yeah, I know. And you know what's funny? I'm just thinking the way I think Tom would go, and I feel like that would be the route. I mean, you see the way Travis Kelce, no matter who you put on him, and Derwin's probably the best one to be able to cover him. And even Derwin sometimes has trouble with him. It's a good battle between them, but having a tight end like him could be a game changer. I'm not saying that Michael Mayer's Travis Kelce or anything like that, but he could be that next upper echelon. Then I was telling Dan and Dago the other day, can you imagine if at one point you go out there and your 3 tight end system is Michael Mayer, Gerald Everett, Donald Parham, and at receiver you have Mike Williams or Keenan Allen? Man, that's going to be tough to stop in the red zone, especially with all those weapons that could definitely make catches. I mean,
too.
you're not gonna need Austin Eckler to score 20 touchdowns. Justin Herbert's just gonna take 10 or 11 of those and be like, here, I can score them myself. So, but yeah, I definitely understand where you're coming from. I mean, with all that.
No, and I got no problem with that. Obviously, you see all the studies on running back. You can find them anywhere. Like even like Austin Eckler was undrafted, but
Isaiah Pacheco, 7th round.
yeah, and I love watching that guy play. But
Yeah,
to kind of go for that, like this is not a knock on Dalton Kincaid. Yeah, he has like his back issues, but he has one elite trait. He's a very good receiver. You
yeah.
don't really need a seam stretcher right now and a tight end for the Chargers. You need a guy who could do a little everything. So I like the Mayer pick there, and he doesn't come with the back issues. That's very scary too.
Well, and your offensive line, and I asked Tom Telesco this: are you happy with your starting 5? And he's like, I think this is the best starting 5 we've had in a long time, and I really do think it is. I think if everybody's healthy, you have one of the best 5 in the. I mean, you have a top 10 starting 5. Then you add Michael Mayer who can block on top of that. That's really gonna help keep guys on the field for Justin and keep guys off of Justin who's taken a lot of hits the last few years.
You know what? Like I don't think Mayer could ever become like a Kittle or Kelsey. He's not that elite, but he could become reliable like a Mark Andrews, and you take that any day, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, I would 100. He's still a Pro Bowler. Mark Andrews is still a Pro Bowler. He's gotten 1,000 yards before, so yeah, I'm definitely. Exactly. And you never know. I mean, with Mike and Keenan and Palmer and Austin Eckler, maybe Michael Mayer just gets open because everybody else has already picked somebody and Michael Mayer just comes open on the team or whatever. But I definitely agree with what you're saying. Folks, don't forget to check out everything else. Check out our mock draft. Don't forget to check out everything else Compas on the beat, like the merch, like the website. Don't forget to sign up for the newsletter. And if we hit our goal of 1,000 subscribers before my birthday, somebody is getting a hoodie, sticker, and a hat. So
yeah,
definitely appreciate you. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say you gave away pretty much everything, but
but
and then also if you get that giveaway, you're the lucky winner. And check out the graphic tees we have too. A very nice collection there before the summertime. So everything to check out at compasonthebeatmerch.com. Subscribe to the newsletter. Fernando, your birthday's almost here.
Yes, it is. Thank you guys so much for checking it out.